Lifeline Presents bring to you Game by Lifeline. Game by Lifeline is the game where we ask our special guest questions from the relationship game. And today, our special guest, we got G in the building.
Yo, what's going on, family? Peace, everybody.
That's what it do, G. Are you ready? Are you
Sure.
ready? You know, relationship game is a game created by Steve Lifeline Williams where you could use it as a mixer, you could use it for couples, or use it for solo. So today, it's G solo. I might answer and chime in with him if you want me to, but I'm gonna ask him a few questions and listen to his answers and just play the game. All right. And the game is called Game because it's given on my experience. So we want the guest to come from experienced place. Like, what are you compatible with? How do you match up with your mate? These cards ain't for the world, they for you. So you gotta come from a you place. All right, and the first card is this. It's the blue card out the game. It's called blank and why. I prefer blank over blank and why. A, finance. B, romance. A, finance. B, romance. Answer, then explain why you chose that answer.
That's a really good question. And I know a lot of ladies out there, I know they answer off the top. But for me, it's going to be romance because I come with my own finance and I know how to take care of things and hold it down. I definitely want the romance because that's the essence of a relationship is the romance and the intimacy. And I'm all about that. We could figure the money out later.
I dig that, G. I dig that. I dig that. I'm with you because I feel like at the end of the day, finances could come and go, but to have romance, people don't just have that.
That's a chemistry. That's a bond.
Yeah. So that come with the chemistry, definitely. So I'm with you on the romance part, and you don't have to have a lot of finances, but you have to have some. But if you don't have no chemistry at all, or no romance, rather, I don't know if we can even have anything.
Sounds to me like a deal breaker.
Yeah. Okay. This is a my mate card. So, and last card was a yellow card, but that's neither here nor there. This is a blue card, my mate card. Sexual compatibility. Someone who meets and has the same set of sexual needs as you. Is it A, a must? Is it B, preferred? Is it C, conversation? Or is it D, a deal breaker? Answer, then explain why you chose that answer.
It's definitely a conversation. All humans are not created equal. And I cannot expect you to want to have intercourse 7 times a day because that's the way I want. I may have to buckle down and go with 2. Shoot, it might even be 2 times a week. It just all depends on your partner and the way that you set the boundaries in the beginning of your relationship. That's not something that you wait until 7 years in and be like, well, I like to have sex 7 times a day. Those are things you have to have a conversation about in the beginning. So it's definitely a conversation.
Okay, I dig that. I dig that answer. To me, I was leaning towards conversation as well. But if I'm looking at sexual compatibility, I'd rather have it preferred. And the reason being is because at the age I am now, when you have somebody with a higher sex drive, is real demanding on you. And the one thing you don't want to do, as far as myself, I don't want to feel like I'm not pleasing my person. And then I want to have the obligation to go harder than I really want, because now it's like a chore instead of something I desire. So it's on the lines of being preferred. And I'm in a relationship now, and she has a higher sex drive than me. It's not a bad thing because I could stay missing for a while. You know what I mean? Just joking, but it's definitely preferred to be a little lined up with me than being to the higher plateau that I'm trying to be forced to match you. Okay, G. All right, this is a yellow card, blank and why. I prefer blank over blank and why. Honesty or respect. That's honesty or respect. I prefer blank over blank and why. Answer, then explain why you chose that answer.
That's a loaded question, but I'm definitely gonna go with respect because I believe that if a person truly and genuinely respects you, the honesty will kind of fall in place on its own. It won't even be forced. But to make a person that's not honest or dishonest be honest is almost impossible. So we're gonna go with the respect. Respect me.
Okay, G, I feel that. I feel that. I think I'm going to go with honesty, you know, because respect comes and goes. Like you could be disrespectful and, for something happen. But honesty, once a person lies, it's a major flaw to me, you know? So therefore, of course, I want both, but I'm big on honesty over everything because then I could choose how I want to deal with you when you're honest instead of you're tricking me or whatever. So I'd rather the honesty. Okay, this is a good one right here. This is a blue card. This is a blue card. This is a my mate card. Over religious. Someone who pushes their religious beliefs on their mate. Is it a must, B, preferred, C, conversation, or D, a deal breaker? Choose your answer, then explain why you chose your answer.
Man, you never gave me an easier question. It's definitely a deal breaker for me.
Mm,
I don't believe that in any aspect of life you should be forced into something. So don't push that on me, especially religion. Especially in a world where there are so many people that have their own preferences and many things, especially religion. Like that's like a big deal breaker. That's a red flag.
okay, I feel that. 'Cause I'm the same way. And I'm not over religious. You know, I believe in God. I'm a Christian, you know, but I realized when I wasn't, I remember being in a relationship where she tried to use the Bible to dictate, how she wanted me to move. And it was only at that time that I realized the more she pushed, the more I pushed back. I had to find God on my own. And I guess we was too young to understand that was her journey and it wasn't mine. And I wish I would have known that me not being into the church at that moment was a big thing before we got involved, especially sexually. But so over religious, that's definitely a deal breaker for me.
I totally agree with that.
All right, brother. Okay, blank and why. This is a yellow card. Blank and why. I prefer blank over blank and why. A, open minded, or B, caring. Answer, then explain why you chose that answer. Open minding, open minded, and caring.
I think I'm gonna lean with open minded because if a person is open minded, they'll try to learn you and understand you for who you are and what you bring. A person can care about you, but that doesn't mean that they're going to try to understand you. And all of us can come across as misunderstood in the way that we practice our life from day to day. So I want someone that's going to be open minded, especially when it comes to new things to do. It ain't just about the relationship aspect as far as like intimacy and things like that, but just overall. Like you might like to go to cold places on your vacation and not hot places. And that person might not be open minded and only want to go to Jamaica. Like there's other beautiful places, but they might not be tropical. So just that's an example of what I'm saying. I need somebody that's gonna understand me for me.
I understand. And I agree with you. I need somebody that's open minded. Caring is not really negotiable, but if I had to pick one over the other, I'd rather have an open minded person. I'd rather have an open minded person because I can go farther with conversations and just in life with a person who open minded to hear you out. And I think maybe even being open minded, you might be caring, might be a part of being open minded because you got to care enough to listen to somebody. So definitely open minded with me as well. All right, this one we going out not with a bang,
Mm.
but with a twang, because some women gonna get upset. All right. This is a My Mate card, blue. Natural look. A person who doesn't use much makeup to enhance their beauty. Is it A, must, B, preferred, C, conversation, D, a deal breaker? Answer, then explain why you chose that answer.
For me, it's definitely going to be preferred. And that preferred could even be downgraded to a conversation if needed be, but it's definitely preferred. Um, I've always been like that since I've understood what beauty was in a woman. I knew that I like the natural look. I'm not a fan of the wigs, the capital S's and lowercase P's on your forehead. I don't know what y'all call that, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, all that makeup. It just, yeah, I like a natural aesthetic. I like to look at a real woman, because I don't get to go and put on a skinny man suit because I'm a big guy and try to please you. So accept me for who I am. I'm accept you for who you are. And I expect you to look that such.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. It's preferred with me. I've had females who wear a lot of makeup, and I mean, this is before filters was a a thing, So I dealt with a few filtered women, you know, and sometimes when you see them without the makeup, you kind of be disappointed because they wear the makeup like is a second skin, So, and I want the woman I'm with to have enough confidence to be able to rock it either way.
Mm,
Don't feel like you have to do it for me. Now, if you do it for you, it's cool, but understand like it don't take all that for me. Because if I'm with you when I seen both, that means I'm good with either, you know? And it's just a lot of things to work through too, you know? But
and,
I'm
and,
I'm definitely on the preferred
and
list.
you don't want nobody messing up your sheets and whatnot either.
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
it, leave it happy faces and frowns on your pillowcases.
I'm gonna tell you a story, right? It was this female I dealt with in Atlanta. I used to go to Atlanta when I had a store like it was years ago. I had a clothing store. I used to go to Atlanta pick up clothes and things of that nature. It was a younger female I was dealing with. And we dated for a while, right? And I didn't realize like how much makeup she wore and even her hair. But when we broke up and stopped seeing each other, she had a little joke. She was like, "Yo, you never asked me where all my hair went when I used to come out the bathroom before we go to bed. Like before we would get in, she would go in there and put a hair wrap on everything." She said, "I would laugh to myself in the bathroom because you're the only man I ever dealt with that never asked me because I wore a lot of hair. When I came out, my hair wrap was real little." I mean, so, and then she said, then I erased my eyebrows and she didn't have eyebrows. And I messed with her about that because she wore makeup and she rolled her eyebrows in. And then when she came out, she didn't have no facial expression, you know what I'm saying? So I joked her and said, you go in there looking like a beauty queen and come out looking like Mr. Clean, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, man. But I understand women. We still love the makeup, but we prefer the natural look.
Right.
All right. So G, let me ask you a few questions. How do you feel like the what's going out here in the dating world? And do you have anything you want to elaborate on? Because I have something that I kind of discover, and is the entitlement. Oh, how do you feel about the entitlement of women? Since we both men, that women feel, or even people feel, the entitlement, relationship entitlement. Do you feel like that's a thing? And if it is, do you feel like how soon should you be entitled something?
That's a good question. Um, the entitlement is definitely a thing. Um, and I don't mean to pick on the ladies, but I just gotta, because I'm a man, and the things I've been asked and told. So this is what I have to say. Women have a checklist of things that they come into a relationship wanting. I'm talking about from day one. They want they want you to have a certain amount of money. They want you to have a certain kind of status. They want you to be able to do all these amazing things for them. But then they're entitled in their mind that they don't have to come in to this same situation that they have this whole checklist for with nothing but some unshaved coochie. And I don't believe that's fair.
He said coochie.
Yeah, I was trying to be polite about it. But yeah, a lot of women come into these relationships or friendships that turn into relationships with these expectations, but they don't have anything on themselves. And I don't believe that's fair. Like women want a guy to have 6, 7 figures, the nice car, the job that they could, brag about, pay the bills, the house. And then they just come walking into this already made situation and they don't bring anything but, sex one time a week. I don't get it.
I get it, and I'm like that too. But you didn't say how soon should they feel entitled.
I mean, it's different if you don't come in with that checklist. You don't come in with this list of things that you want. Now, if you come in and you bring in something to the table, it doesn't even have to be money. If you come in with ideas, you come in with support, if you come in with peace, calming, there's a plethora of things that a woman could bring into a situation that doesn't have to be financial that could make a man feel like, I want to give you these things. And then when a woman who has a checklist could be like, damn, I didn't even have to go over my checklist because just by doing these things that I normally do, this man fell in line. He started checking the boxes himself. That's when it's, equal and beneficial. Because if it's not equal and beneficial, there's a word for that. It's called being used.
I got you. I feel the same. I feel like we all have entitlements, but your entitlements, what you alluded to, of being realistic entitlement. Like, don't sit at the table and order a steak when you got oodles and noodles money.
Mm.
Like, you got to make sure you don't have to match me. But one thing we have to realize, when you bring something to the table, the more we have, the better the table. But when you trying to leave with more than you brought, then that's a little different for me. And we don't have to match each other, like, because I realize in life, a 4-course or 5-course meal don't have 3 meats. It has a lot of different things. And everybody brings different things to the table, and we all put different things on a plate. But once you value your person that's sitting with the table with you, you understand, like, you might not bring what I'm bringing. You might not have the steak, but your mashed potatoes and asparagus is amazing. And I don't have to look down on you because you didn't bring the steak, but you still completed the meal.
Mm.
And so when it comes to that, that's why, like you said, there's really no time frame to be entitled, because we all desire certain things and we all expect certain things. It's just, to me, I feel like just, first of all, letting people earn things. Because right now we giving things too early. So with me, the further I give you certain things, the better, because I know you appreciate it. If I give you everything in the first 90 days, what I'm going to give you the next 9 years? Like, some things you're going to have to earn. We're going to wrap this up, G. If you want to leave the audience with something, we're not going to beat a dead horse. We're going to be short and sweet. If you want to leave the audience with something.
I just want to say, man, as people, we should be humankind. And with that, I mean, we should be both human and kind. Treat each other the way you want to be treated, the way you expect to be treated, and we can move forward into a better future. I want everybody to have a blessed day, man. Peace.
All right, this is another episode with Game by Lifeline. Our special guest, G. Appreciate you, brother.
No doubt, bro. Thanks for having me.
All right. And remember this. I'm going to leave this little message for all you independent women and independent men out there, because some men think they don't need a woman. Just because you figured out how to balance a table with 2 legs, just remember, if you add 2 more legs to that table, you can put more on top of the table. I'm out. Lifeline.